Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson down in Berkshire, where the Saints record their first away National League South win of the season. 2-1 away to Hungerford town. Ian, we were pretty poor in that first half, I thought. We didn't create an awful lot, but we came out really strongly second half, turned that deficit round and quickly got the lead.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, David, because the slope here and the wind, it was quite a tough day to play up the slope in the first half. And though we created in terms of corners, I think we probably had more corners in the first half today than we've had all season. But we didn't capitalise on it, and spoke at half time about trying to push higher up the pitch and putting them under more pressure. And I think in the second half you see it that they very rarely, apart from one where the centre forward got in, causes any problems. And I think the pitch and the slope and the wind really played quite a big part today in terms of how the first half went and how the second half went. But the most important thing at the end of the day, we've come away with 3 points, which was massive in terms of what our season is at the moment, because we couldn't come away from here today without at least a point.
What was said at half time? Because we really looked fired up early after the break.
It was just really questioned one or two people about their commitment in terms of working hard when we haven't got the ball, and for me, the front two set the tone for the second half. They've come out and a rocket up the backside doesn't do any harm every now and then, and all of a sudden Joe and Albert got our game going, and Joe, his perseverance got him a goal, and Albert went and obviously sat just off him and caused him some problems, picked up some good balls, and I think that set the tone for the second half in terms of it allowed us to push further up the park. It allowed the midfield players to get tighter, and it was just totally a different performance second half. And it was enjoyable to watch the second half. As I say, first half was tough.
Was it last 15-20 minutes down to 10 men when Dave Deja got sent off? I think everyone agrees his first tackle, he seemed to get the ball, didn't seem to be anything wrong with that. But the second one, which he got a second yellow, it wasn't a good tackle anyway.
No, and I've spoke to him now, but again, as you say, the first tackle, I think the ref got into a mindset of every challenge was a yellow card, and I think we've had the referee. I think the physio's come on once today, and I think there's been 6 booked and 1 sent off, and it wasn't a dirty game. It was a competitive game. We wasn't complaining about any of the challenges, and as you say, David's clearly won the ball. The ball's gone out for a throw onto them, which isn't a problem, and yet he's. I think sometimes you've got to look at the actions of the opposition, though, and I think some of the Hungerford players got around the referee, and I think he had a little moment of a panic up there, and he wouldn't have surprised me if he'd have pulled a red card out, because that's the way the game was going at the time. But yellow, but David has to learn with the second one. He can't go to ground. He has to stay on his feet. He said he slipped, but there's no excuses for the second challenge.
Taylor, Miles and Bobson Balling relegated to the bench today. Taylor, when he came on in the second half, I thought he had his best half for the club actually, but then of course he got booked for so-called diving.
Well, again, we look back and everybody in the dugout with me, even their assistant manager and everybody in the ground, he's been clipped, and if you go clip, you've got a right to go down. I don't care who you are, and he's been booked for feigning an injury or feigning a tackle, and disappointing the game, because the people around me, everybody said he had his foot taken away from him. So again, it's not a lot I can do. I can only mark the officials as poorly as we can, and we have to, hopefully the league will do something about it, because I think we've had this guy 3 times now, and I think we've had three red cards with him. Clovis Camjo last year certainly, and it's not a lot we can do at the end of the day. We need officials to run games, and we have to accept it.
We went into the game in 1 win in 9 this season, 1 in 12 if you include the end of last season, 1 win in 13 away games before today. We needed this. Yeah,
we did. As I said, the 10th game today, it was always going to be one of them that we sit down, Glenn and myself, after today, and we'll still sit down, because at the moment things aren't right. We're not where we need to be. We have good patches of form. We have poor patches of form, and we need a consistency at the moment. And the thing is with it, we can't, Solomon's broken down with his ankle today with a poor challenge. We can't get Scotty Shorten back fit at the moment. He's probably another week or 2 away. So we need to just settle it all down and see where we are and see what we need. We know we're not right. We need some players that's going to improve us as a team, because if we can't do it with the boys we've got now, they've been great. They've worked extremely hard. I think we take away the Braintree game. The rest of it's been quite close, and a little bit of luck here and there. We might have picked additional points up, but at the end of it, 10 points from 10 games isn't enough, because if you go through the season doing that, you'll end up with 42 points, and 42 points can get you relegated in this league.
Joe Ishifano now scored in all our opening 5 away games this season. which I think is the best run since George Edmonds in 1911-12. We weren't there, Ian, when he scored in the first 8 away games. And they're poachers' goals, aren't they? They're close to goal.
Well, as I said to him, he didn't have long to stay on the pitch in the second half because his performance in the first half wasn't very good. So he knew he had to react quite quickly. And to be fair, we said it all along. He really it's just a bundle of energy when he got in there, and he wouldn't let them take the ball off him, and he got a bit of fortune, which is what you want in football, and he got his goal. But good luck to the boys. As I say, 5 games, 6 games away from home. It's a good record, but we've got to keep doing it because, as I say, we need 3 points. At the moment, draws aren't good enough. We need 3 points every time.
The second goal looked a bit soft. James Kolok's header looks like he just headed it back across goal, and everybody stood and watched it go in.
Well, I think you have to do that sometimes. If you're heading it back in across the goal, it's always difficult for everybody to get back on the front foot because you're always going against your body weight. And he headed it exactly where he needed to. But as I said before the game to the players, we've not scored enough goals from set pieces, and it was nice to score a goal from a set piece because defensively we've got quite a big side, and we hadn't scored enough from the amount of chances we've had. And I think we had 1 or 2 again late on where we could have done a little bit better with a little bit more luck in them areas.
That's right, so second from a set piece this season. I think the other 9 have all come from open play. Now we look forward to next week, Weymouth at Clarence Park. They started the season well, they've gone a bit quiet lately.
I think they've won today, so they're going to come here full of confidence, and we know what they're going to do. We played them last year, they're a very good footballing side. They've got some excellent players, and it'll be a tough game, but whether I was playing Weymouth or whoever in this league, I know every game's going to be a tough game. We've played Hungerford today, who are unfortunately sitting bottom of the table, and you see how tough that was. And these have caused problems for teams, as we've seen again today. So we have to take it, pick ourselves up again, train hard on Tuesday and Thursday, and prepare for Weymouth next Saturday.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, David.
So next week, we're home to Weymouth, kick-off at Clarence Park, National League South. Is at, as on 14th of September, it's at 3 p.m. kick-off.